And now, another exciting episode of As the River Churns.
We're good. All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Tuesday.
Yes.
We are in August.
Woo.
August 4th today.
That's right.
Wow. So I think we decided that from here on out, if we remember, we're going to turn the sand thing over before we actually get started.
Right. So we actually turned it over already.
We figured, we've heard from residents that that's a good suggestion, that maybe we
Yes.
get done faster if we...
Exactly.
And this is a really nice sand thing.
It is a nice sand
It
thing.
is.
I think they have another name for it, but I can't remember what it is.
It's an hourglass,
Oh,
right?
that's it.
Oh,
I couldn't think of it when I was talking about it,
but
so...
a sand thing works.
Sand thing, sand thing. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
it's August the 4th, we
Yes.
just got to kind of cruise along, so. Well, Ken, welcome again.
Thank you.
It's always so much fun when you're on the show, Ken.
I have a good time.
Yes, we have a good time.
enjoy
It's a shame nobody else does.
All right, Lisa, so do we have a trivia question for today? Or do we want to
do.
talk about the picture first? So
Well, the picture of the day was Brian's pick of the day.
Brian's pick of the day.
Yep, and it was a mask picture. It was an interesting mask, wasn't it, Brian?
Yeah.
So, yep, thank you for sharing that. Okay, trivia question today is from John Hoyt.
John Hoyt, we haven't heard from John Hoyt in a while.
We haven't. I have a whole list of his questions, and I just periodically pick from
Oh, I
them.
see. So it's not John,
So-
it's you, Lisa.
Well, no, he gave these to me probably a couple months ago, and I just pick and choose sometimes.
I
So it's
got
like
you.
everything he knows, like in how many pages?
Millions. Millions, Ken. Because John's a smart man. So
He is a smart man.
the prize today is a tin of candy.
That must be this thing right here.
Yep. And so tell us what's in there, Ken.
Yeah, Ken, tell us what's in.
Tin candies?
Tin candy.
That's a big tin of
candy.
candy.
Okay. Oh, it is things that will make your teeth.
Oh,
Sweet.
look. Is that a Mr. Goodbar in there?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
two Mr. Good
wow.
bars. What else is in there, Ken?
Oh, Snickers.
Snickers?
And Mounds.
Is there Kit
and
Kats in there?
Almond Joy.
There's no Kit Kats. No Kit
No
Kats.
Kit Kats?
Payday.
Oh, hey.
So this could be payday for somebody.
Yes, it will
Oh,
be.
yeah. Okay, this is
Almond
like
Joys.
bingo all over again.
M&Ms.
Oh, the peanuts, too. Oh, they're my
Yeah, it's a shame those are
favorites.
good. Oh, okay, I'm gonna put them back.
Okay, so good prize today.
Good prize today. And today we're going to do this a little differently,
We have to.
okay? We are asking and trusting you all. Do not look up this answer. We need you to know this answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't use any resources this time. This is just all on, let's see who really knows this information.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people look the questions and answers up on the computer or your smartphone or whatever. I get that.
Yeah.
We have resources available to us, right? We might
Right.
as well use them.
Right.
But today is different. This, you just have to know it,
You have to know it.
okay?
Okay.
And Michelle is not here today.
Well, she left early, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So Brian, the number you're going to call today, so let's give this to you before the question.
All right, let's do the
So you
number.
can get it in your phone.
Okay.
336-389-4111.
Ooh,
So
that's
it's a
pretty
new
easy.
number today, 336-389-4111. You may be familiar with that number because that is the bingo number.
I was just going to ask if that's the bingo
Okay.
number. So they know that number.
So you probably already have it on speed dial, but just in case.
And how appropriate that the winner today gets candy.
Yeah.
That
Just
was-
like bingo, right? Just a lot
bingo
more
candy.
candy.
What a
than usual.
coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a-
it wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't a coincidence. No.
And by the way, we don't just want the first responder. If you think of the answer to this at 2 o'clock this morning, go ahead and call it in.
Yeah, 389-4111.
Ken, that's bad. Poor Brian wants some sleep tonight, so don't call him at 2 a.m.
No, call
it's
Ken.
Okay. Call Ken. And Ken's number is 336.
I turned my phone off.
Okay.
Yes, we know that, Ken.
So this is honor system today,
All
so
right,
we're
honor
trusted.
system.
Nobody's looking this up.
All right.
Okay. What country was called the Gold Coast before it attained independence?
Oh,
What country was called the Gold Coast before it attained its independence? So that's a good question.
it's a good one.
I was born in the Golden Triangle. Now, I'm not going to tell you where that is. But
Okay.
and I don't have a 10 to give away if you happen to know. The Golden Triangle. Yes.
So,
Oh.
Brian's going out of the room.
Brian is running
All
out of the
right.
room.
So we'll see.
Somebody knew it.
Okay, we'll see, right?
Okay.
All right, so let's get into the coronavirus statistics.
Okay.
You know, just as a reminder, I feel like I'm a broken record when it comes to this sometimes, but we get all of our statistics from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. They have a dashboard on their website, and so that's where this information comes from. So it's been 5 days since we had our last update, and that's since last Thursday. So we have, in those last 5 days, they've done almost 130,000 tests, which is about 26,000 a day. We have had almost 8,000 new positive cases since then. So that percentage is 6.17. So seeing a little bit of a decrease there, you know. So, and again, whether it's the way I do the percentages or the way the state tracks it, I know they do it a little bit differently as far as their percentages go. They are tracking less, we are tracking less. So that's really good. So in case you were wondering about totals, 1,854,000 completed tests since we started this thing, 128,161 confirmed positive cases. Unfortunately, we've had another 107 deaths since Thursday. We're at 2,010. But good news is the hospitalizations have dropped. We are at 1,166 today. That's 73 less than what we were last week. So let's hope that's a good trend. Let's hope that continues, right? So the counties all went up about in proportion, I think, to what they were as of Thursday. Mecklenburg County has 21,316 positive cases. Wake has about half of that, 11,337. Durham has about half of that, which is 5,946. Guilford's at 5,310, and Forsyth is at 5,007. So they all went up over the last 5 days about the percentages that you would thought they would have in numbers. So that's good, or not good, but it's better than what it's been, so that's good. In congregate living settings, we unfortunately saw an increase of 409 positive cases over the last 5 days. So we're at 8,689. That's between the nursing homes, the residential care facilities. And unfortunately, 1,005 deaths. Now, the interesting thing about that is it was exactly 1,005 deaths out of nursing homes and retirement communities and residential care facilities, and it's total deaths of 2,010. So that is exactly 50%. So I thought that was interesting. We have been seeing that percentage go down, and so we're at 50% now. Number of outbreaks, we were at 250 last Thursday. We're at 268 nursing homes and residential care facilities. That's a plus of 18 for or since last Thursday. And then I just wanted to take a couple minutes. I know we put this information out yesterday. Most of our residents may have seen it, but I just think this information is phenomenal. You know, we're waiting for the state. You know, the federal government mandated that, I've talked about this before, but the federal government mandated that all nursing homes in the country be tested once to get a baseline. So we here at River Landing, as all other nursing home components of retirement communities and others here in the state, we're waiting for the state to tell us when that was going to happen. As you all know, about 3 weeks ago, maybe a little bit more than that, the state finally said, okay, we've worked out something with CVS to come in and do the testing. So we had our test last Monday, and Drew did 107 tests. That was the Pebble Beach residents and the Wingfoot residents, those that wanted to have it, which was not all the residents. Not all the residents wanted to have the test done, but a good portion of those residents had it done. And then it was all the staff associated with Pebble Beach 1 and 2 and Wingfoot. All of them had the testing done. So 107 altogether. And, give God the glory, I think. We had one positive test that came out of that. And if you saw the memo, you saw what we had written in there, but it was one positive resident that came out of that. The resident in question has not been out of the community in 5 months, has not really been anywhere, has not really come into contact, has been asymptomatic. Right. And so everybody we've been talking to about it has said, sounds like you could have a false positive there. So, for precautionary measures for the resident and for staff and other residents, we moved the resident over into our COVID wing, but we've already initiated a retest on that resident, and we'll have a test coming back hopefully, we'll have the results of that test coming back hopefully in the next 4 or 5 days. But just very proud of our team over there. When you think about the number of staff members that work over in the nursing home portion, we're talking about, probably 75 to 80 staff members that are over just on that section alone that come into contact with the residents there. And I just think it's fantastic that we didn't have one single positive staff member. And quite honestly, if the staff members aren't positive, the residents are going to be positive because there's just not a way for residents to catch anything unless it's coming from a staff member at this point. So, just a real blessing, I think, and I didn't want the moment to go by kind of just shuffled under the carpet a little bit. That's a big deal. Honestly, just the percentages alone with 107 tests, you would have expected that we would have had 5, 6, 7 positive cases. So the fact that we didn't, I think, is a testament to our team over there and to our staff who, we've been really helping the staff with the educational side of this thing, but give credit to the staff. They really have been taking this very seriously and realizing where they work and how devastating it would be if this virus got in here, especially in the nursing home side of our operation. So enough said about that, but I just think that was amazing, and I think that's a God thing. I really do think that's a God thing, and it's an answer to prayer for a lot of us. And so, the end result of this is that we are being told by the Guilford County Health Department that we do not have, other than this one resident, we do not have to do any additional testing at this point. And so we're really pleased about that because I really thought we might be in a testing mode for the next several weeks. But no, we're not. And so, again, that's a blessing, I think, for our staff and for our residents over there. So just really good news. Really good news. We've been very, very blessed with that. Okay, Lisa, I think that's it as far as that part goes.
Sure. So we have some other updates and just reminders. Quarantine Week starts next week.
Yes, quarantine, yes.
And the theme of it is the Golden Ages, so that should be some good times.
Is that like the Golden Coast thing?
I don't think it's connected.
Okay.
No,
okay. Interesting.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And I don't think it's the Golden Triangle either. So
it's just a gold. It's a gold day today.
Yep.
It's a gold day today.
It is. Yeah. It is. So check out your Encompass for more details. I think it's on your first page as you open it, page 2.
Page 2. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Brian.
All this talk about COVID and stuff reminds me how my jokes are like COVID-19.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you're exposed to them, sometimes you have to wait 2 weeks to find out if you got it or not.
Boy, you couldn't have said anything more truer, Ken.
Just lately, though, people usually, but they've been having a hard time getting my jokes lately. I don't know what it is.
You know what? I got 2 today that I think people will get today, okay?
That's a sign of success.
I think so, too.
That's right. The lunch menu up in the Clubhouse, that started yesterday.
Yes.
So we've already had some positive comments
We
on
have,
that.
yeah. We
So
heard a
that's-
couple people today
yep,
talking about
That's
that.
great to hear that they like having a lunch menu up there. And of course, the dinner menu will be there at dinner time. So that's super. There's actually 2 menus running up there. The new AV system, we're still, working out some things with it.
Yeah, still tweaking it.
But we do need your all's help with something. We have caught a few people, I'm going to say a few people, coming in here and messing with some equipment.
Yes.
And we really need your help in making sure that nobody is touching the equipment unless you're an authorized user.
Right.
So you would know if you're an authorized user. We have had training sessions with a few of our residents. So you would know.
If you don't know you're an authorized user, then you are not an authorized user.
Right. I don't know how nicely to say that, but only authorized users can be touching the multipurpose room equipment
Yeah.
for the audiovisual, please.
Yeah.
It was a big investment that we did, and we've come into this area and things have been messed with, and we know that they have.
Right.
And then we have to try to figure out how to get it back so it's working again. So we would appreciate your help on that. And authorized users went through training with Brian and Cindy. So that's how you know if you're an authorized user.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So thank you for your help on that. The gate arms. We had a few issues on the link side.
Yeah. We're still working out the kinks
We're still
there.
working on some kinks, and so you may have seen a security officer up there to be able to get you in instead of just being able to come right through with your fast pass. You might have seen an officer up there.
Yeah, if the gates aren't working, we're going to try and put a guard
Right,
up there.
right. So we still want you to use that entrance. It just, you might see an officer versus just the gates working right now. Also, we've had our first occurrence of someone going through a gate.
Yes.
So it was not a resident and it was not a staff member.
No, that's the good news. Yes.
So-
I guess it's good news.
They went through it when it was
So
down?
They went through,
What?
well, what happened?
Yeah,
This is
talk
what
about what
happened.
Ouch.
Okay, so a resident went through the gate. Well, somebody else tried to come right behind. It's called piggybacking.
Is that
So
what they call that?
That's what they
Piggyback?
call it.
And that's coming into the property, right?
I talked to Homer, and he said that's piggybacking.
Yeah.
So that car behind the resident was trying to sneak through here.
Yeah.
Well, guess what happens? The gate arm comes down.
Yes.
The gate arm is up for a single car to go through.
Yeah.
So it is a lesson to all of us that you may think you can get through there. Maybe your friend is up in front of you, another resident, and you're going to just go through with them. Don't do that.
Yeah.
We have found that the gate it can't be up long enough for that. And we wouldn't want it to be because people could piggyback then.
And that's coming into the property. Let's be
It
very
is.
clear. It's coming
It is.
into
It's
the
coming
property.
into the property. So when you're coming in and you're following behind somebody, let that person go through the gate. Let the gate come back down. I know that takes a couple seconds to do that, but it will save your car and our gate in the long run.
So it's not that way going out?
It is not that
It's
way
not.
going out.
Okay.
That's why it's a little confusing. It's only
Yeah.
coming in.
It's coming in. You
Going
don't wanna
out,
be
it's not as,
piggybacking.
we already figured you're on campus at that point.
Right.
You've had
Right.
permission to come on campus.
Right.
So you could be riding through, because I've had this happen before. I was following somebody out, and I was waiting for the
The gate
arm
to
to
come
come back
down?
down. And as soon as I hit the trigger plate,
It
it
was
just
staying
stays
up.
up. So, as long as you're rolling through behind somebody and the gate's up, it won't
Sure.
close on you. So.
But when you're coming in, so that is good to clarify
Yeah,
that.
it's only when you're coming in that you cannot
Yeah.
piggyback behind somebody.
Right, you don't want to do that. You don't want damage to your car or the gate,
Right.
so.
Is this where they got that expression, the long arm of the law? Because those arms are pretty long.
They, it could be.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yep, good
Yeah, I'm
observation.
sure Homer would say that anyway.
Okay, and we've had some
By the
questions.
way,
Yeah,
I just think we need to share it. You break the gate, you're paying for the fix.
and that's what happened to the person that broke the gate.
Yeah, I
They're
mean, this
getting
wasn't,
the
fortunately, this
invoice
wasn't
for
a
it.
resident or a
It
staff
wasn't.
member, but
It wasn't.
it was one of our vendors, and so
Right.
they're...
But they're getting the invoice
They're
for
going to
it.
get an invoice for having to fix the system, so...
Okay, deal of the day. We started it last week. We've only had one deal of the day so far.
Only one.
Okay? So the deal of the day is where we put something up for sale on Care Merge, and for our staff members, it's on an phone app that we have. So we put up the deal. Last week it was a red burgundy type chair.
Yes.
So we put it up, and then people bid on it. And the highest bidder, it goes up in the morning and then comes down at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the last time to bid. And then the highest bidder gets the item.
Yeah.
So we just want to point out that sales are final. Once you bid on it, you get it. If you get it home, we want you to enjoy it.
And keep it.
And keep it. We don't want you to bring it back to us.
Well, if you're donating it back, that's okay. But if you're...
But there is no returns. Maybe. There's no returns. So what we think to help with this, because I get it, it's hard to just...
It's hard to tell from pictures.
It's hard to tell from pictures.
Yeah.
So we did learn a lesson with our first item. Going forward, tomorrow we're going to have another deal of the day. So I'm giving you a heads up. It's coming out tomorrow.
Woohoo!
We are going to put the item in the area where the new wellness parking lot is, where the old tennis court used to be. You come in the building and it leads you to the swimming pool and the beauty salon area. In that hallway there, we're going to put the deal of the day out. So it'll be out there in the morning and you'll be able to actually see it. So if you're interested in it, by looking at the picture, you're like, I want to see that closer.
Right.
We're going to have the item out in that hallway by the wellness parking lot there. It'll be out for the day. You can take a look at it, and then you can go home and bid on it. That way it gives you a chance to look at the item.
Yeah.
So I think that will help all of us out. It's hard to buy from a picture.
If you're
I get
colorblind,
that.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. But once you buy it, going forward, there's no returns.
And Lisa, is it fair to say that if this goes well and we start doing this really on a daily basis, we
Right.
might put all of the daily deals out for
We
the
might.
week? We might put them all
Right,
out there so
right.
people don't have to keep making constant trips back down every day?
Exactly. Yep,
So we might
yep.
be able to do something like that
Right,
for the
right.
future? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yep.
So
But
yeah, that's a good.
otherwise, I
that's a
think
good
everybody
solution.
had fun with it. We had a lot of good feedback from
Yeah.
Deal of the Day.
Yeah.
But the one thing we did learn is we needed people to be able to take a look at it.
Yeah, I think
I think
that
that will
makes
help.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that'll help with the bidding because you
I think
you
so.
really know what you're getting then at that
You do,
point.
you
so.
do. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, well, we had only one question today.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we done landscaping around the golf maintenance building?
Yeah, that's a good
great
question.
question.
Yeah, that's a good question. So the answer to that is no, we're not done. As a matter of fact, we haven't mentioned this. I don't know that we've mentioned this yet or not, but we, believe it or not, Scooter has already outgrown his building a little bit in regards to storage of equipment. So we're in the process now of working with architect and civil engineer to add another steel building on the other side of the area where the buses are. So if you know where they keep the buses at, it's that little ground area on the other side of it. We're going to add a steel building there that's going to look very much like Scooter's other part of his building, and just add on to it. And that way we'll have a space where he can put more of his equipment underneath. And so we're going to be adding that in. We're also working on the possibility, and I think it's more probability, that we're going to take that gravel parking lot and make it an asphalt parking area. Honestly, I just don't really like the look of the gravel. I think it looks a little too unfinished for me, so I'd rather just go ahead and finish it off and do a regular parking lot there, which I think will be great. So the architect, the civil engineer is going to be helping us with all that stuff. So, and then once we get all that done, then we're going to be doing some more screening as well around the parking lot and around, probably a little bit around the golf maintenance building as well.
Okay.
So we got more things coming there.
Sure, good question.
It was a good question.
Yep. Okay, Ken.
No, you're not
Oh,
turning it over to
boy.
me, are you?
Oh,
We are
boy.
turning it over to you, Ken.
I have some jokes. I've seen some really interesting videos about rescuing.
Okay.
So I had a couple of jokes about rescuing. A lady that found a penguin that had been caught in a net. She managed to set it free, and the neighbor came by and said, well, what are you going to do with the penguin? I think you should take it to the zoo. And the lady says, that's a great idea. I'll just take it to the zoo. So they ran into each other the next week, and she says, how's the penguin doing? We're doing fine. Well, did you take it to the zoo? She says, yeah. And after that, I took it to the art museum, and we're thinking about going on a tour next week. Okay, that's my first.
That was good. I like that.
It didn't take 2 weeks.
I like that one.
I'm so pleased.
That was cute.
So a guy was shipwrecked on a desert island, and completely alone for years. And then one day he noticed a ship out in the water, and then a small boat coming ashore.
Wow, he must have been
so
ecstatic.
He thinks, man, I'm finally getting rescued. And the guy that came ashore had a stack of newspapers with him, and he hands the guy the stack of newspapers and says, the captain wants you to read these newspapers and then tell us if you want to be rescued or not.
Wow.
No, I think that sounds true. That doesn't sound like a joke.
Well, no, especially
That's
now.
true.
If it had anything about COVID-19 on there, you might be
Wow.
better off staying
Because
on
I know
Yes.
some people who read the newspaper want to go find the desert island. I know
Yes.
that. Okay, last one.
Okay, last one.
So a fisherman slips on his boat, hits his head, falls into the water, and would have drowned. But these porpoises, these dolphins, rescued him.
Yeah.
Brought him back up to the surface. He came to. They helped, kind of helped him, and he got back up in the boat. And he turned around and said thank you to them. I don't know. I guess you say thank you to dolphins. I don't know. But the dolphins said, "You're welcome." And he said, "Oh my goodness, you can talk." And they said, "Well, yes, we are magical dolphins, and we're immortal, and we help people all the time, everywhere. But there's one condition to our immortality. Every 500 years, we have to eat a baby seagull, and a certain species of baby seagull that can only be found on one island." And it's coming up to our time where we have that need. And so actually, if you want to thank us, you could help us get 2 of these baby chicks for us. And so the man said, well, absolutely, I'll do that. So the dolphins led him to the island of the seagulls. And there was only one tree there, and the nests were in the branches of that tree. So he anchors his boat and wades through and goes up to the beach and through some underbrush and is headed to the tree. And then when he gets to the underbrush, he notices that there are lions guarding the tree.
Oh, boy.
But he's made a promise. And thankfully, the lions are asleep. So he tiptoes through them, climbs the tree, gets a couple of baby gulls, puts one in each pocket, comes back quietly down the tree, tiptoes back through the lions again, makes his way through the underbrush, and is headed for his boat when he's stopped by a policeman.
A policeman?
Yeah, a policeman in full uniform. And the policeman says, I'm arresting you. You have the right to remain silent, anything you say. And the guy says, wait a minute. Arrest me for what? What could I have possibly done that was illegal on this island? And the officer says, well, I'm arresting you for transporting gulls across sedate lions for immortal porpoises.
That's a 2-week one.
It's a 2-week one.
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll get it in 2 weeks.
Yes. Small gulls across sedated lions for immortal porpoises. So call me at 2 o'clock in the morning if you get it. Or whenever you happen to get it. Okay, I have a video I want you to see. And this is a real life rescue of a lady has one of those little blow up pools in her backyard, and a squirrel has gotten in there and can't get out.
Okay.
And so it's swimming around. So she's going to try, and you'll hear her saying, I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you.
Oh.
So give that a watch.
Okay.
Don't touch him.
I need gloves.
Don't touch him.
I have to help him. Give me something to get him out
Get
of
a
it.
board. Yeah, put the chair.
I'm saving you. I'm saving you. I'm saving you. I'm saving you. Let me save you. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. We all had this impulse to help, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And sometimes we have an impulse to rescue.
Right.
And sometimes rescuing can go badly.
Yes, it can.
And interestingly, there is a sort of a personality trait that's given to fulfilling one's own self-esteem issues by being a rescuer to other people. The Bible talks about that interestingly. It talks about all of us carrying one another's burdens, but in the same passage talks about how you have to be able to carry your own burdens as well. And the $1 million issue is the difference. You know, when am I helpful, and when is it counterproductive for me to be helpful because I'm actually making a victim out of the person I'm trying to help. I'm actually reinforcing their inability to help themselves. And to me, I mean, this is something we continually have to be aware of. If our own self-esteem is wrapped up in being able to help somebody else, they call that codependency. And so that's unhealthy. And we can get into a symbiotic relationship with someone by needing to rescue them from their problems when really the healthy thing is maybe to be a support for them as they help themselves through their problems. So I think especially in a time of pandemic and a time of struggle and a time of trial, we're all eager to help one another. It's important for us to know where the line is between helping somebody in a positive sense that really helps them and not getting caught in a dysfunctional pattern of helping somebody who really needs to be helping themselves. Yeah. And
That's good.
yeah. And that's better than squirrels jumping on you.
That's for sure. Wow.
Oh, to the rescue. To the rescue.
Yes, yes.
Somebody could rescue us from this program, maybe.
They could.
Well, they keep trying. You know, I think Cindy and Destiny did yesterday. I think
And Destiny and Brian tomorrow.
Destiny, Brian tomorrow. I think they're all trying to rescue us.
They are.
Joanne and Jill.
Joanne and Jill on Thursday.
And MASH on Friday.
MASH on
so-
Friday.
Thank you
Yep.
for rescuing us.
Yeah, I don't know. More than 1 or 2 days of us in a week is probably
It's plenty.
way too much, right?
It's plenty.
So.
Yep.
All right, so we have like all kinds of birthdays,
we have a lot
right?
of birthdays because we haven't been on since last week. So, but I'm going to start out with today's birthday.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Debbie Allen.
Debbie.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
Happy birthday.
And she is not sharing it with anybody today.
Wow.
So it's Debbie Allen today.
Okay.
Okay, catching up from last show, on Saturday, we had Nancy Baker,
Yeah.
Ann Burke, Lila Wolf.
Wow.
On Sunday, we had Imogene Lamb and Sarah Leitner.
Okay.
And
Happy
yesterday, Marilyn Aiken, John McRae, and Phyllis Seacreast.
Wow.
And later this week, since today is the only day we're going to be on this week,
Yep.
Wednesday, we have Carolyn Hardy and Lillian Gordon.
Okay.
And on Thursday, we have Stephen Edwards and Pauline Korn.
Right.
And Friday, we have Bob Stroop.
Wow. That's a lot of
Yes,
birthdays.
a lot of birthdays.
You know, you could buy some stock in a candle making company because they've got to be selling some candles with that many birthdays.
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, my last birthday, my kids told me that they probably needed to get a burning permit for before they lit the
Call the
candles.
fire marshal.
I love it, I love it. So
And then we have some staff birthdays,
Then
right?
staff birthdays. This past Saturday was Tracy Pollard in nursing, Candy Jenkins, nursing, Santos Salmaran, dining. Let's see, tomorrow, so we had none today, Monday, but tomorrow we have Jeanette Hayes, EVS. Thursday, Maricel Algoon, nursing, Nayeli Ortiz, dining, Paige Smith, nursing, and on Friday we have Stephen Hopkins, golf and grounds.
Steve. Okay.
So a lot of great birthdays with staff as well.
Wow. Yeah. August was a popular month for birthdays, looks like.
It was, it
Yeah.
was. Yep. Okay, so.
Do we have a trivia
We do have a winner.
We
so-
do have a winner. Okay, good.
And the question from.
First call, Brian?
First
First
call,
call.
first call. So the question was from John Hoyt. What country was called the Gold Coast before it attained independence? And the answer is nation of Ghana in Africa. So the winner today was Mary Kay Gobris. So congratulations, Mary Kay.
Good.
So you will have a tin of candies. We probably need to count the candy before we send it to you. You may need to verify that you received it all, because Brian will be delivering.
Yes.
And he has a tendency to think that you're sharing with him.
Yes.
Oh.
He also
So-
hides things. I
He hides
understand,
things.
And he
Yes.
slides across the stage. I understand that too. Is that correct? Just once a week.
Just once a week, he slides across the stage. I think they missed you last week, Brian. Yes.
We were
yes.
trying to get Cindy to slide across the stage, but
wouldn't
she
do it.
wouldn't do it for some
No,
reason. I
she
don't
wouldn't
know
do
why.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations, Mary Kay. Okay, this week, I think we've hit.
Well, wait a minute. We need to find out about the Golden Triangle.
Oh.
Well, I don't want to give it away in case someone calls me at 2 o'clock this morning.
Well, I don't think they will, so why don't you give it away?
Beaumont, Port Arthur, and Orange, Texas. The Golden Triangle of Southeast Texas.
There you go.
Because it was the place for the first oil well to be discovered in Texas.
Oh, that's cool.
Spindletop, yep.
So now you live in the Golden Triad.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold.
I don't think anybody calls us the Golden Triad, does it?
I don't
No.
think so.
No, I never heard that.
No,
Could be, though, you know?
could be.
Could be, so. Okay, I'm sorry,
Okay.
Lisa, I interrupted you. What else?
So this week, I think we've touched on all this, but just to remind you, tomorrow is Learn How to Use Zoom presentation by Destiny and Brian. So that should be good. Thursday, Joanne Least and Jill Lindstrom, they're doing a musical program, so that will be amazing as well. And then Friday, we're playing an episode of MASH.
MASH.
And then next week, if everybody wants to mark their calendars of days not to watch or days to watch, we will have the River Churns next Tuesday and Thursday. So giving you a heads up on that.
Tuesday and Thursday next week.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that corn mash or sour mash on Friday, do you think?
I don't know.
It's the Monster Mash.
Monster
sure.
mash. You pick your own mash.
That's right.
So we got two little stories from a resident. This is from Eric Stallnecker. So I thought these were kind of cute. So, you know, kind of these thinking ones, okay?
Oh, okay. I don't know about those.
Well, you might, these are a little easier maybe than the ones you had there, Ken, but. So a fellow was standing next to a pole that extended about 3 feet above his head. He had a tape measure in his hand and he had stretched it out trying to reach the top of the pole. However, every time he stretched out, it would fold up. A man came along and asked the fellow, "Why don't you lay the pole down and measure it?" The fellow said, "I don't want to know how long it is, I want to know how tall it is."
That's good.
That's a good one. That's a good
Well, if
one.
you like that, you'll like this one too. A carpenter was hammering in nails into a building frame. He would pick up a nail, look at it, and hammer it in. He would pick up another nail, look at it, and throw it away. An observer was looking at the carpenter for a long time and wondered why almost half the nails were being tossed. The carpenter said, "Well, half the nails have the head on the wrong end."
That's a good one.
I wish I could get those nails back now.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. I thought they
Those
were
were
kind of
good.
cute.
Yep. So send us more.
Yeah, please.
Yep. We need
As you
more
can see,
material.
we'll take any jokes we can get, right?
That's right.
We love it, so. Well, Lisa, Ken, anything else that we need to share today before we?
Wasted another good afternoon.
Well, I don't know about wasted. I think it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We always have a
it
good
has.
time
It
out
has.
here, so.
It's been good. It's been a busy week already, Tom, for me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I knew there was something else I was
Yes,
thinking about.
yes.
So Lisa has some big news for residents,
I do.
if you all don't know this already, and I don't think a lot of
I
you
do.
do. So share the good news.
Okay, well, we bought a new house.
Yeah.
And so we closed yesterday.
Yeah.
So I was off yesterday, and that went great. And of course, we're so excited, so we started moving things already. So
But you haven't slept in the house yet,
We have
right?
not slept
Even
in the
though-
house yet.
No?
It's hard midweek to be able to coordinate moves and all that kind of stuff. So we're
Right.
just kind of taking boxes over at a time, and we're doing our own move, so that's always fun too. I would definitely recommend you hire a mover. So I've told my husband, this is our last home. So we won't be moving again. As you get older, it gets a little harder to move.
Yeah.
I will tell you that. You collect a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the big news is, Lisa, you're not going to be 5 minutes away from River
know.
Landing anymore, right?
I know. Right now, my drive is about 5 minutes here because I live off a ski club.
Right.
I won't be able to say that after this week.
Yeah.
Because now I live in Clemens.
Clemens, wow. Yeah.
So it's about a 30-minute drive here to work every day.
Yeah.
But it's an easy drive. It really,
It is.
it's a quick.
Just drive out 40, right?
Yes.
Just go out 40.
So it really is pretty quick. But still, 30 minutes versus 5, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Especially when you're waking up in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to wake up quite a bit earlier. So.
Do you wake up while you're driving?
I sure hope so.
I'm going to aim to wake up before driving,
Oh,
but
that's even better.
So, Lisa, I think you need to share the story about how much fun you've had here with Spectrum, and all the Spectrum stuff that we had, especially, as we were making all the changeover. And I know we still got some sporadic Spectrum issues.
yes.
But you've traded that in for another company,
have.
right?
We all know utility companies. I know we think Spectrum's unusual in that, they're hard to work with and customer service issues and things like that.
Well, they are.
They are, but it's not just them. We have a line going over our driveway. So one of the, we thought it was a power line, so we thought it was Duke Energy.
And this is at your new house, obviously.
This is at our new house.
Yeah.
And the line is very low.
Yes.
Like, we won't be able to get the moving truck through it on its own this Friday when we drive through. So we called Duke Energy, and they checked it out for they had to have a couple days to check it out, see if it was their line. Okay, I'm good with that. They checked it out. No, it's not their line. So then we think maybe it's Spectrum. Call Spectrum. They check it out for a couple days too. It's not Spectrum.
Thank goodness.
So
You would
only
think,
one
right?
last utility it could be, AT&T.
Yes.
Oh.
So guess what? We call AT&T. After 2 days, they figure out it is their line.
Oh, good.
It took a couple days, but they did verify it's a copper line going across our driveway that is 10 feet from the bottom of the driveway. So it's only 10 feet clearance.
It's a basketball height.
Yeah, it's not high. So cars really are the only thing that can pass. Well, we have an RV, okay? The RV is not going to pass under the line. So we call AT&T and say, we need to have our line pulled up because it's only 10 feet clearance, which is not even acceptable anyway with the utility line, we found out. We'll put a rush on it.
That
was July 15th. Now we're August what?
4th.
Have called in about 10 times and have 10 rushes. It's not working. So if anybody out there has any pull with AT&T, I would love your help. Because our moving truck is coming Friday, and the line's coming down one way or another.
Yeah.
Because I would guess the truck's going to have to go through it. So in order to bring our furniture in.
Well, the nice thing
So-
about that is they really will rush to fix it then at that point.
Well, they probably will.
Yeah.
We did actually have that comment that they're more reactive than they are proactive, and if the line comes down, I'm supposed to call. Yep. But I thought I like being proactive if we can,
Yeah,
right?
well, you'd rather not have to run through the
I'd
line,
rather
right?
not have to run through the line. So I have had my own experience where I think all utilities struggle with providing service, good customer service. So, but that's kind of my experience right now.
You can get a couple of 16-foot boards from the Home Depot. Just put
My
them up
husband
on
is
each side
talking
of the
about
driveway.
that.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
my husband thinks we should do that in order to preserve the line. I'm not sure after giving 3 weeks' notice if we have to do that, but we'll see what happens. So it's been a very exciting last 30 days, I guess.
Yes.
All this kind of started 30 days ago, the whole process.
At least, I hope they're not asking you to share too much personal information, but I think what happened with the house you're in now that you just sold
Right.
is an interesting story as well. Why
Well,
don't
it
you share
is.
that?
It is. So my month of July has been really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
My husband and I starting to look for houses in June, so it wasn't that long ago. And we had decided it was time to get a new house. We were looking at downsizing, and both of our children are 20 and 22, so they're old enough now. So we start the search, and we found a house within 2-3 weeks of the house we wanted to purchase. But in order for us to purchase the new house, we of course had to sell our house.
Yeah.
So my daughter, she always said from a little girl, probably 2 or 3, she used to always tell people, my daddy built this house for me. Because my husband was a mason then, so he really did do all the brickwork. Mm-hmm. And she'd tell everybody, Daddy built this house for me. Mm-hmm. And she said, someday it's going to be my house. And she'd say this as a little 2-3-year-old. She was so cute saying it. So she is actually buying our house.
Oh, that's great.
So she's 22 years old, buying her first house.
Right.
And she has, her and her fiance at the time had been dating for 2 years and were planning on getting married in October. But with the pandemic, of course, wedding plans have had to change.
Yeah.
So, since she wanted to buy the house and they wanted to be married before moving in together, we also had a wedding in July. So
Why not?
So in July, we found a house for us to buy. We sold our house to our daughter. We married our daughter to her fiancé before they could move into the house. And then now we're closing on our house. So it's been a busy 30 days, all in the middle of a pandemic. So it's been very interesting. So I'm going to take the next 3 days off.
Yes, rightfully so.
So don't be looking for me the next 3 days. I will be having those off and slowly moving things over. And we have a U-Haul truck where we've rented for Friday and Saturday to move our big stuff. So gearing up for that. But it's been an exciting 30 days.
You know, in the ancient world, when a child would grow up and get married, they would just build another room onto the same house.
Ah.
Did you think about that?
No. I'm sure not. And Lisa, tell them how much you downsized from the little house that you had from before to the house you have now.
Well, let's see.
25, 30 square feet?
Well, we had the house we just sold, our house that we've lived in for 22 years almost, was about 1,600 square feet. So just a little ranch house. It was perfect for us.
Yeah, yeah.
But now that we're downsizing, and our children are not going to be living with us now because they're adults, right? We purchased a house that's 2,000 square feet, plus a basement, another 2,000 square feet.
Oh,
Okay.
So it's 4,000 square feet total
Yeah.
between the top floor and the bottom floor. And it's a 5-car garage.
Now, the 5-car garage is in the basement
It's in the
level.
basement area.
Yeah,
That's
right.
half of the basement
Yeah.
is the garages.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to look up downsize in the
Downsize.
dictionary again, because
Downsize.
I've completely misunderstood that term.
I know. My children have said the same thing. They said, boy, this would have been nice to have when we were younger. Been nice to have this space.
And you said, yeah.
I said, well, these are things you just have to work toward.
Room for grandkids.
Room for grandkids, that's right.
Now,
Hopefully not soon.
the truth be told, the real reason you bought a new house is because you needed a place for your RV, right?
We did. That's really why we need the 5-car garage, even though the RV cannot fit in the garage.
garages.
But it gives us the space to park our
There
RV
you
now.
go. There you go.
So everybody should have a space for your RV.
Well, that's great, Lisa. And I know I speak for everybody when I say congratulations.
Thank
and that's
you.
awesome.
Thank
and
you.
It's nice to see you in better spirits now. You've got most of this stuff that was been laying on you, heavy on you for the last
30
month.
days have been rough.
You've gotten through most of
been
it now.
rough.
So now the fun, and now it's just
Now
the fun
we get
part.
to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Get to enjoy it.
And I think getting a new house is kind of fun because you get a
It's
chance to
exciting.
start decorating it and
We're
fixing it up the way
painting right now, so being able to get things that, we've wanted to get. Now we
Yeah.
have space to get some things. We actually have a dining room in this house.
Yeah, so you gotta
versus
buy
an eat-in
furniture, right?
kitchen.
Yeah, you gotta buy furniture, so-
Yep. So it's exciting for us.
That'll be fun. So Well, we wish you all the best
Thank
success
you.
with that, and just, we're very happy for you.
Yes,
That's
thank
really
you.
neat.
Thank you.
And I know your husband, Chris, is very excited
Oh,
about it.
yes, yep, we're excited, so
Yep.
can't wait to get there. So I'm hoping Sunday night will be the first night we get to sleep in the house, so
And
that's the plan.
There is a rumor that there's enough concrete around the house with the driveways that you could actually outline a
A
pickleball court.
pickleball court.
Is that correct?
My
Is that
husband's
something-
already looked into it. Yes, yes,
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, we hope it's
Very
a
excited.
great house for you and Chris for many years to
yeah,
come.
well,
so.
thank you.
Good.
And it's really exciting that your daughter got a chance to
Yes, yep.
be able to buy
she
your house. I think
has the
that's
house
awesome.
that she always, said she wanted to have, so.
Well, on that neat note, I think we're going to say goodbye and hope you all have a great rest of the week. And we'll be back Tuesday next week. But don't forget to tune in the next few days. We got some cool
Great
stuff with
programs.
Brian and Destiny
Yes.
coming on, and the J&J program on
Mm-hmm.
Thursday. So hopefully you all have a chance to check that out. So we love you. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.